What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the PSP Go and why it's a perfect everyday console. Alright, so we're in the console here. The main reasons you're going to want to grab a PSP is mostly for the video kind of capabilities, the music, as well as, of course, the games. So let's just hop into the video first. So ignore the theme. The theme is actually a little bit off. If I click on the music section, it is the video section, so kind of don't pay attention to that. But if we go ahead and hop into the memory stick here, I have one video that I loaded onto here. It is relatively easy. You just kind of need to download your MP4s and then get them formatted correctly. So when I hop into the video, as you can see, we have some blue lock here, and it works pretty well. The sound is good, and there's subtitles. Everything is kind of just as you'd expect. So I do think it actually could be a viable kind of MP4 player. The only thing is, of course, with this smaller screen, it helps with portability, but it can be tough if you're trying to look at small subtitles and things like that. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and talk about the music. So I threw some music on the card here, so I do have to remember that it's a little bit off. So when we go to the music, you can put a ton of songs on here. I do recommend getting that kind of extra storage if you plan on putting your entire library on here. But it all kind of just works as you'd expect. You have a ton of songs. You can just click on whatever you want and it will play. And it sounds pretty good. You can go ahead and lock the console like this, and then you can close it, and you can just slide this into your pocket. None of this works anymore, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about accidentally doing anything. We're going to go ahead and stop it there. And one thing that I did want to touch on was Bluetooth. So Bluetooth actually works really well here. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. You just hook up your headphones or whatever it may be. Now, sometimes it might take a couple of tries to get it through, but once you finally do that, all of the controls on your headphones work just as you expect. You can pause, play, fast forward, go back, or skip ahead and skip back, and just kind of adjust everything from the headphones, which is really nice. Alright, next we're going to go into the games. So of course you can go ahead and play PSP games as well as PS1 games natively on here, which is, it works great. But another really cool thing is you can actually emulate games. And this can be a really nice device if you want to use it for Pokemon or any type of older games like that. It can just be really nice to just slip into your pocket and always have with you. No way. No way. And a little bit about the loading times on this thing. If you want to add your own storage, the loading times do take longer even if there's not much on that card. I noticed once I put in that 128GB card, the loading times did get much longer. So I actually would recommend that you guys do the mod, but only add about 32GB, maybe max 64GB. So I also did want to show off some PS1 gameplay. It's a little bit of work to kind of get this going. You have to get your PS1 game and then put it in a format that the PSP can read. So it's a little bit of work, but pretty fun once you get it all sorted out. Now, another thing that we have to talk about are the controls, especially on these 3D games. So this is kind of tough because it only has one thumbstick, meaning that there's no other way to look around. You have to hold the left bumper, and then this kind of becomes your right stick. This can be pretty hard to control, especially when you're in missions. So I would not really recommend this if your main goal is these kind of 3D games where you have to control the camera. Things like God of War, and even this game sometimes will control the camera automatically for you. But if you want more like precise controls and you get frustrated kind of quickly by this, this is going to be a tough experience. So a question I also wanted to answer is, why not just get something like a PS Vita instead? It can do pretty much everything that the PSP Go can do, but honestly it can do it much better, as well as be able to play PS Vita games. And honestly, I think that it's really just up to you, but if form factor is your main kind of concern, then the PSP Go is just better. It's actually pocketable versus the PS Vita, which has thumbsticks that stick out, and also it's just a bigger form factor. So if you're someone who carries around some kind of backpack, purse, then you should be fine with the PS Vita, and you can honestly get them for around the same price, maybe even cheaper. But if you're someone who really kind of cares about the form factor and honestly just want this kind of cool piece of gaming history here, then you can't go wrong with the PSP Go.